Well, thanks everyone for sticking around to the end. I'm Bill McCoy. I'm the publishing champion at the World Wide Web Consortium. And Virginie and I are going to just give some very brief remarks. Not much, but my main goal is to thank Virginie, Alban, especially Laurent, and all of the people at EDR Lab for putting on an amazing event. So please give them a round of applause. When the then IDBF recently merged into W3C and the Readium Foundation started discussions with French publishing industry stakeholders, the French government, Culture Ministry and Finance Ministry a couple of years ago now about working together to have a lab for digital reading and digital publishing in Europe and hosting it in Paris. To be perfectly honest with you, we really weren't sure if it was going to work out, but it's been a fantastic partnership, and I'm delighted on behalf of the W3C to say that we're very excited to assume and continue the IDBF partnership with EDR Lab now that ePUB development is under the auspices of the W3C. And this extremely successful ePUB summit has certainly validated that decision and this partnership. So thank you for that. I do, however, maybe it's just because I'm going to London next, and it's also been a pretty turbulent few months in the political realm for the US, for London, maybe even for France, I hope not. But you know, I'm reminded, since we're all book people here, of that famous, you know, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us, et cetera, et cetera. And I think from hearing the presentations yesterday and today, I don't know how many of you feel the same way I do, which is there are so many awesome things happening, but yet we also have so many, you know, obstacles still to come. We have, this last session was maybe an example of that. We have one session about accessibility, in parallel another session about inaccessibility. Well, not exactly. We have a fantastic open source vendor neutral DRM about to be available. The first open source vendor neutral DRM ever. But that means we still have DRM. You know, we have a mainstream format that has all of the features for accessibility in it. But we have people with visual disabilities still preferring to use dedicated readers that don't support that format yet, and production organizations creating content from them that aren't using that format yet. So we clearly have our work cut out for us. IDBF has combined and merged with W3C. We have the opportunity for publishing to help lead the web to its full potential. There's amazing synergies from that combination. There's also amazing uncertainties and risks from that combination. So the way I look at it, being an optimist, is that we've got a clear view of where we're going in the future. We're clearly not there yet. That means there's still some exciting work ahead of us. We've got a lot of positive things happening, but let's not mistake that clear view for a short distance. It's going to take us a while to get there, and that's why I'm super excited from the last 2 days. I'm more excited by the problems and issues and remaining obstacles that got discussed, although I guess I'm also happy about all the positive things that were discussed. So I think it was a fantastic program, and again, I'm encouraged by the fact that there's so many mountains we have still to climb together, and together is really the key thing. We're not going to get to this rosy future that Avnish mentioned, where every publication is born digital, every publication is accessible, every publication is readable on all devices, it can adapt to the user's preference and to mobile devices, etc. We're not going to get there unless we work on it together. And so that community, that collaboration, I think, is the key thing. And so I strongly encourage you, get involved with publishing at W3C. Get involved with Readium Foundation open source development. Get involved with EDR Lab. Get involved with something. I'm not making a pitch here just for W3C, but a pitch for the community working on web-native publications and open interoperable standards that aren't controlled by Amazon or any other vendor, that aren't limited to a replica of paper, and that are accessible to everyone. And I'm sorry, Avnish, I have to disagree with you on one point. I'm not patient enough to wait till 2050 to get there. I'd like to get there sooner. than the middle of this century, because I'd like to still be able to be reading when that happens. So I hope we all work together on this. Again, I want to thank EDR Lab for organizing the event, and W3C is proud to be part of it. And Virginie, the floor is yours, and thank you again.
Thank you, Bill. Je vais maintenant conclure cette deuxième édition de l'ePUB Summit comme Pierre Danet. Pierre Danet, à qui j'adresse une pensée amicale, a conclu la première édition de celui-ci l'an dernier à Bordeaux, c'est-à-dire brièvement, juste le temps de quelques remerciements. Je souhaite remercier tout d'abord ceux qui nous ont accueillis dans ce beau lieu. Sophie van der Ponzelle, je dois prononcer abominablement, et la Bibliothèque Royale de Belgique. Je veux aussi bien évidemment remercier Laurent Lemeur, Fernando Pinto da Silva, Cyril Laborderie et toute l'équipe de DR Lab qui ont vraiment magnifiquement organisé l'événement. Bravo Laurent. Un grand merci bien sûr à nos sponsors et évidemment à l'ensemble des intervenants. Nous formons une belle communauté, diverse et vibrante, active et passionnée, au service de la pensée, de l'éducation, de la création. Nous aimons les sigles ePUB, W3C, JS, LCP. Mais nous aimons aussi les mots avec plus de 5 syllabes. Accessibilité, interopérabilité. Dès demain, nous allons nous mettre à la recherche d'un lieu pour l'ePUB Summit édition numéro 3. Et j'espère bien vous y revoir tous et puis vous rencontrer d'ici là dans tous les rendez-vous qui vont se présenter entre les deux. À tous, au revoir, merci d'être venus participer, merci pour vos questions, merci pour votre écoute, merci pour vos tweets et puis un très bon week-end à tous. À bientôt.